Good morning, YouTube. This morning I have another short story for you, and I usually find people that laugh at this one whenever I tell it, so here you go. I went up to meet my grandparent in laws, my wife's grandparents that live in South Georgia, and the first time I ever went up to meet them, I was fairly intimidated. I was a young guy, I had pretty good interest in their granddaughter. I wound up marrying her. Anyway, we go up to meet them, and I always look for something, some kind of common ground, some way to get with whoever it is that I'm going to be talking to, meeting, speaking to, just something that we can talk about, have some discourse over. And this is a good tip for those of you who have to meet future in-laws or girls families or guys families. Find something that you can talk to them about. It just seems like common sense to me. So on the way into their house, they have this really nice ornamental pepper bush. It looks like an ornamental pepper bush. It's not a cayenne pepper bush. It's much bigger than that. It's a pepper bush. Okay, cool. I like peppers. I like hot sauces. I can hold my own with a little bit of heat. And if it comes to that, I don't want it to come to that, but if it comes to that, I can take some heat. And they have trees and other things that I'm taking notice of what it is that they've got, and just on the way in what I can talk to them about. So things go pretty good. I'm a nice guy. Everybody loves me, and her grandparents they're really great too. So we go in, and eventually we get to the evening meal, and we're eating supper together, and it's pretty good. I've got my girlfriend right to my side, and her brother somewhere around the table. Her mom's there, and grandparents, and we're eating. And it's like I don't know, something with mashed potatoes and peas, and a good Southern meal. A meat, a peas, potatoes, and probably another vegetable, and a starch, and another starch, because it's a Southern meal, and tea. So we're enjoying, and I'm looking for things. I don't like conversations to go silent, so we're enjoying ourselves, and it kind of gets quiet. So I look over, and I was like, "Oh, I see that you've got a pepper bush at your front door, or it's a side door. I see you've got a pepper bush at your door. It looks like it's made pretty well. Yeah, it's done pretty good. Did you try one?" Oh, I really should have seen it coming, I guess. No, nope, didn't try one. And he goes, "Well, go get you one." Oh, I'm good right here. And Cliff, go get me a pepper. So that way I don't have to choose the pepper. Somebody else can choose the pepper for me, and then we can make a decision based off of that. Because it's like I was taught this as a kid. You never measure your own switch, because the whipping you get is based off the switch you bring back and the punishment that you were going to get in the first place. So the whooping I'm going to get is based off this pepper. Well, my brother-in-law, love my brother-in-law, brings me back one it's green. It's a green pepper, and for those of you that don't know, that means it's not matured. It's not a full fire pepper. All right, good deal. Popped it in my face, chewed it up. It's got good flavor there. And I like your pepper bush. It's got good flavor. That ought to make excellent pepper sauce for you. All right, good deal. That thing's green, boy. I I thought she was bringing a man up here to me. I didn't know she was bringing a little old boy, huh? Okay, I guess if that's what she likes, and Cliff, go get me one of them. Get me one of them orange ones. And it's done progressed past red. It's getting just ugly in the heat. Go get me one of them orange ones. Give me one of the mean ones off of that bush. So he goes and he gets me one of the mean peppers off of that bush, and he brings it back to me. Well, unless you're having a measuring contest, you don't just eat peppers straight out. You don't in my family, unless you just have an affinity for them. And I don't have a special affinity for them. And I've already eaten once, and my mouth is full of the acid from the previous pepper. Chop it up, put it in my mashed potatoes. It's going to calm the heat down some, because that green one had some heat. Okay, so I start working through. What kind of sissy did my granddaughter bring up here to me that he's gonna take that pepper and just chop it up and put it all in his food? Boy, I just don't know. I had to wind up eating another one. Man, them peppers were hot. So, side note, my wife had taught me to fingerspell. American Sign Language fingerspelling. She took it in high school. She taught me how to fingerspell. I don't know very many words. I can't make very many words with sign language, but I can fingerspell really slow. And so I'm vibing out this word. Yeah. For those of you that know it, go ahead and put it in the chat down below. And that as a clue, it helps with the heat. So she brings it to me, and then I spell out force me. So I wound up making her force me to drink the milk so that I wouldn't look like less of a man, because I was on fire. I was dying. I had already finished the rest of my meal, so it's not like I could dampen the acids. It was bad. And so the first time I met her grandparents, I got called a sissy, got called out for my manhood, and I had to force down pepper after pepper in an attempt to try to appease him. He's a great guy. Love him to death. Wouldn't trade him for anything in the world. But that first interaction was a little spicy. Hope you enjoyed the story. Thanks. Have a great day.